Hey everyone, I'm Tyler Metcalf, and I watch the film so you don't have to. On this video, we have one of the hottest names in draft circles, and honestly, now one of the worst kept secrets in Cedric Coward. Coward had a heck of a week at the combine, where he measured in at 6'6 with a 7'2 wingspan. Freakish numbers for a shooting guard. On top of that, he shot 72% across his shooting drills at the combine. Now, I know it's shooting drills at the combine. The guy should be good at it. It's an empty gym, and he's been training specifically for it. But the shooting numbers there and the physical tools match exactly what his numbers and tape have shown from the last couple years. Coward is an elite off-ball shooter, a really smart passer, and a really versatile and disruptive defender. He has all the tools to be a lottery pick come draft night. I know it sounds like a lot for a guy who only played 6 games for Washington State this last year, but the hype is real. Let's dive in, take a look why everyone is raving over Cedric Coward. Welcome to film school. Let's dive in. The first place we have to start with Coward is the shooting, and it's bonkers how good, especially as an off-ball shooter, he is. I know it's only 6 games, small sample size, but this year, per synergy, 97th overall in points per possession, 90th percentile spotting up, 95th percentile on all jumpers, 84th percentile off the catch, 98th percentile off the bounce. I know it may seem like small sample size, but even when we look at the numbers from last year, and over the last 3 years, he's never had an effective field goal rate lower than 62, which for an outside shooter who shoots as much as he does, really, really encouraging and really efficient numbers. Last year per synergy, he ranked in the 96th percentile overall points per possession, the 63rd percentile spotting up, 90th percentile on all jumpers, 88th percentile off the catch, and 52nd off the bounce. So as we can see, the shooting numbers at the combine this year, last year, there's a lot of consistency there, especially as an off ball shooter who can be that outlet in an NBA system where the floor is spaced out. And if he's playing off of a guy who has serious on ball scoring gravity and playmaking vision, he's going to elevate the offense and floor spacing to a really, really serious level. Great mechanics. He's improved his lower body mechanics a ton. He used to have a bit more aggressive of a knee knock, still a little bit, but it's gotten better every single year, and there's no reason for me to doubt that he's not going to be an awesome shooter. Now, Coward being an awesome shooter is obviously, especially at his size, is obviously a crucial skill in and of itself. But what sets him apart from a lot of other, quote unquote, just off ball shooters is that he knows how to use his scoring gravity to get to spots in the mid range, to get to the rim, and to create for others. He's a really, really smart passer. I cannot emphasize enough. Not as a primary creator. His handle is nowhere good enough to be that primary on ball creator. Maybe down the road, a bit more second side pick and roll kind of stuff. But in terms of passing and playmaking, he sees the floor really well, is a quick decision maker, accurate passer, and it's more of a connective passing type that he really thrives in, and how he can help elevate an offense. So as we can see here, Coward, solid just off ball movement, comes off the pin down, gets the handoff. His defender's totally out of the play now, and little shot fake gets the defender up in the air, and now just calm, composed, two dribble pull up into the mid range, just really calm and efficient and effective decision making here. Great use of the shot fake, great use of the shooting gravity, easy jumper. On on this one, lurking on the weak side, puts that 7'2" wingspan into play here. Catches an errant pass. Now he has the opposing big on him. So 8 was playing the low man here. Coward signaling for the skip pass. He gets it. Since the defender here knows how good of a shooter Coward is, he's out here tight on him, and Coward takes what he gives him, attacks baseline, gets low, uses that strength to create space, rises up. Ton of space here. That's wide open, and it all stems from the fact that the defender on this closeout has to get in his pocket, has to stay attached because he doesn't want to give him a sliver of room from out here. Coward takes what he's given, creates space, shrugs him off. Great mechanics, really smooth, really consistent, knocks it down. Again, little DHO. Defender has to chase over the top, even though it's pretty deep, especially for a college guy. The defender's chasing over the top here because he knows Coward can't be given a sliver of space from outside. So, yet again, Coward takes what he's given. He attacks downhill, uses that shooting gravity to his advantage, gets really low on the drive here, which allows him to create that separation to get into the defender, shrug him off, get low, stop on a dime, create a ton of space again. A late contest from secondary defender, but that's essentially a wide open jumper. Great use of his shooting gravity to get to his spot in the mid range. Gets really low, allows him to plant that foot, shrug off the defender, manipulate his defender's momentum to send him flying, maintain his balance, and quickly and fluidly and effortlessly rise up. Great mechanics yet again. And I mean, just look at how much space Coward generated between him and his initial defender. That's really, really effective and really fun from an off-ball roll. Again, using that shooting gravity to his advantage to create a spot, or to create a really efficient look in the mid-range and at the rim. So his defender's playing really aggressive ball denial here. Play was originally set up for the handoff, but like all smart players, you take what the defense gives you. The defender's playing really aggressive ball denial, so nice little swim move, cuts back door, great feed from the big man, and his defender's completely out of the picture. Easy layup. Now we get into the passing stuff, and it's a really important skill because when Coward gets the ball, he isn't just looking to score. He's able to use his shooting gravity, obviously, as we just saw, to create really good looks for himself, but also for his teammates. And it's not flashy playmaking. It's not really diverse defensive manipulation or anything like that, but it's sound decision making, accurate passing, quick decision making too. So shooting gravity forces the long closeout. He attacks against the defender's momentum, attacks middle of the floor, draws 3 defenders, collapses it. He knows that his teammate's relocating out to the space that he just vacated. He knows that he has 2 defenders on him, makes a simple read, good balance, good body control, jump stop, keeps that pivot foot sound, immediately pivots back, kicks out to his teammate, wide open look. This is a situation more so of just showcasing Coward's playmaking vision and kind of floor awareness, because he's always been an incredibly efficient post scorer, and that's something that he can likely take advantage of in the NBA against certain mismatches and stuff like that. But he's typically not going to be in the post, but more so the unselfishness, the recognition of the situation. He knows that he has the smaller defender on him. He sees the floor is incredibly tilted his way. The help defender on this corner shooter is basically on the block. He's begging to go double Coward here, and Coward just makes the simple read. The defensive spacing here is brutal, but he has one outlet down here in the opposite corner. High release point, uses that 7'2" wingspan to change his release angle. Defender he's in good position, but he has no chance of even getting close to deflecting that pass. Coward's able to skip it over the entire defense. Help defender even is outstretched here and can't quite get to it. Right on the money too. So over 2 defenders who are fully outstretched across court, right where it needs to be. Perfect pass. The stuff that Coward is able to do with the ball in terms of facilitating for his teammates getting downhill. It all stems from that knowledge of using his outside shooting gravity. With a lot of college players who are elite shooters, once you run them off the line, they're toast. They're done. They don't know what else to do. That's not the case for Coward. He knows how to get to his spots in the mid-range, to get to the rim, to counter aggressive ball denial, and then use his passing vision and his physical tools to also set up teammates for really high-quality looks. Coward being way more than just a shooter also applies to the defensive end. He does a really good job of moving his feet, using his physical tools to be disruptive, really encouraging defensive playmaking numbers, solid rebounding, great work rate. There's a lot to really like about Coward. Now, there are times where off ball he gets caught ball watching or over rotating, and that's something he absolutely has to clean up. But when he's locked in, especially on ball, generally he's really good. And his physical tools at his height, his athleticism, and that wingspan allow him or give him a much bigger margin for error and allow him to be incredibly disruptive as a defensive playmaker. And we're seeing him chase down these blocks, get hands on deflections that he has no business getting to. He does a really good job of rotating from the weak side, especially as the low man, and staying vertical, using that core strength to stay vertical, to challenge without fouling, and using that wingspan to really disrupt stuff. So the fundamentals aren't always pristine, but the work rate here is really good. That's look at how far he's reaching there and almost poking that ball loose. Ball handler does a decent job of recovering, but Coward is creating chaos, moving his feet, getting over the screen here at 6'6". Really good stuff, and totally blowing up this play. Again, so when I talk about the fundamentals and the footwork, so this is where he can get in a little bit of trouble, where as he turns to chase, he's whipping that right leg over and crossing his feet and making himself a little vulnerable here, where his hips are now parallel to the baseline. We just saw him manipulate defenders by getting them in the stance and then stepping back. He's got to clean that up a little bit, but he does a good job of recovering, forcing the kick out there, and the fact that he has that 7'2" wingspan, he's able to recover. If this ball handler would have slammed on the brakes and tried to take a step back here, he would have had a little more margin for error because of how long his arms are. So again, we see the footwork here is much better than the last clip. Ball handler does a really good job of kind of probing the lane here, but Coward does a great job of getting through that screen immediately. He knows he can go under here given the scouting report and his wingspan, and then just does a really good job of getting a little physical, sliding his feet. He's low in a defensive stance, exactly what you want to see. Recovers, takes the second bump again. Ball handler does a good job of kind of squirming through here, but again, we talk about the physical tools. I'm sorry to keep harping on it, but it really matters when the fundamentals aren't pristine all the time. It's okay because he has the length here to recover and really contest. You may even get a piece of this one, but does a really good job from start to finish of sliding his feet, playing with physicality, staying engaged, and then using those physical tools to really affect the shot. Really similar thing here. Great footwork. Absolutely love that. Late shot clock. He's forcing the ball handler to do something difficult. Initially collapses down on the drive to help out his teammate. Late shot clock. And then on the closeout does a good job of staying grounded, staying low in that stance, high hand, disciplined, bites a little bit, but not enough where he puts himself in trouble, stays low, slides his feet. Again, that same physicality we just saw from him. Great job of flipping his hips back the other way. The bump, the physicality throws off the ball handler a little bit, allows Coward to flip those hips really seamlessly, stays low, slides his feet again. Another great job using his chest to deny the drive, throw off the ball handler, and then late contest. Really, really good job. And I mean, this one's just pure wingspan. I mean, good hands, accurate. Number one here just is caught totally off guard. It must be nice to have a 7'2 wingspan, pokes that loose, and then when he is being disruptive on the defensive end, he's always looking to push. Easy bucket in transition. This should be a bucket 99 times out of 100. And I guess that one possession is when Cedric Coward is on the court, because still, even from here, and he's taking off 3 feet behind him, he's in the middle of the lane as he elevates here and somehow gets a hand on that. That is ridiculous. If he had a 7'1 wingspan, he's not getting into this ball. The work rate, the effort here is terrific. Jumping off just 1 foot, flying through the air, implementing all 7 feet 2 inches of that wingspan, knocking that ball loose. Really special stuff. Good job here chasing over the off-ball screens. So Peyton Sandfort, one of the best shooters in college basketball, had a rough year. Highly recommend going to check out how many injuries the guy had. He looked like an ER call sheet on his own. So gets over the first screen, gets through the second one cleanly, and he's right on his back. And again, that wingspan comes into play. Great pursuit off ball. Great timing. Reads Sandfort perfectly. Uses that tremendous length. Blocks a jumper. Again, wingspan, length, discipline here, and awareness. Does a good job. 3-on-2 here, fast break. Does a good job of not overcommitting to 34 here initially, because just in case, if he overcommits, then skip pass goes out to number 2, and then that's a really long closeout or just a wide open 3. So instead, he waits for the ball for number 3 to make a move. Once he drops off that pass, Coward commits, times his jump perfectly, stays perfectly vertical, absorbs the contact, doesn't collapse the arms, doesn't try and swat down on it, stays strong, stays vertical, and his length makes sure that that the shooter here can't get over or can't release it over. His strength really throws him off. Tremendous discipline with the verticality there. And then one more time, I'm just go gadget arms going out, lazy pass, but great job of snagging it. And then this is simple stuff, but I really love it from Coward as he crosses half court, just veer middle. It's a simple thing, it's a small thing, but by veering middle, it frees up the lanes for his teammates on the wing, forces the defenders to make a decision. Strong side guy goes with Coward, drops into the lane to take away the drive when that's number 2's job here. We just saw Coward do the same thing. In a previous clip, Coward makes a simple read, kicks it out to his teammate, wide open look. So Coward's physicality, his strength, his length, they're all really, really good. And on top of that, you factor in the footwork, the compete level, and you get a really fun defender. He has there are certainly things that he has to clean up in terms of ball watching a little too much off ball, gets a little sloppy with his footwork at times. But since he's as athletically and physically gifted as he is, that margin for error is a little greater. And with a little more coaching, with a little more development, as those things get smoothed out, the defense could be incredibly fun for him. So where does that leave us? If you're still skeptical about Coward, I can understand it. Small sample size this year. Competition is what it is, coming off the injury. But we've seen NBA teams take flyers on guys with far less encouraging indicators. For years, Coward has been an incredibly efficient scorer and shooter, and the shot just keeps getting better. On top of that, the physical tools, the measurements, they're all very real. It's tough when guys measure and test and it never really shows up on tape. But when we watch Coward, we see those shooting numbers. We see that wingspan. We see the athletic gifts that he has. He implements all of it, and it all leads to winning basketball. He's an unselfish player. He's a smart passer. He's a deadly shooter. And when you run him off the line, he can get downhill. He can get to his spots in the mid range and then counter those secondary defensive rotations with just smart passes. He's not a primary guy. He's not going to grow into a potential wing creator. At least, never say never, but he's probably not going to. And that's okay because what he provides as an off ball wing on both ends of the floor is something that absolutely every single NBA team dreams about implementing. He's incredibly malleable, and everything he does on the court tends to lead to winning basketball. When we think about his draft stock, I'm not sure anything is out of the question at this point. If he falls past 20, I'll be floored. If he goes top 10, I won't be shocked. Right in that 8 to 15 range makes a lot of sense because he's one of these guys who's going to make a rotation better. He's improved massively year over year over year. So even though he's a little bit older as a prospect, who's to say how much better he could still get?